Hey everybody, how's it going? Yogurt here. Hope you're all doing well and having a fantastic day, night, afternoon, evening. You know, all that good stuff. I hope you're doing well whenever you're watching this, wherever you are. There we go. It's out of the way. Hey Postman, I'm not sure if you're still in here at the moment or not, but I saw you earlier. I hope you're doing well. Hey Sassy. Hey Gray. Hey Buffy. Got my usual weeknighters in here with me. Thank you so much as always. Appreciate it. But yeah, Gray, we got a lot done on Saturday. I mean, I wasn't really rushing through it, to be honest. Hang on one second. Forgot to silence my, watch. Anyway. Hey, Mongoose. Why am I called Yogurt? He sent me a message and asked me that. No one's blind or anything in chat. Or missed anything. It's a very long story. It's the Spaceballs character, Yogurt. I mean, it's sort of a long story. It goes back to high school, and it was my original gamer tag that previous to being a gamer tag was a, I know, I said it was your text. I said, hey, Mongoose, and then I said I was answering your text because you texted me. I lost my train of thought. Anyway, it goes back to the Spaceballs character, and somebody called me the wise old yogurt because I usually had the correct answer for something. And I was like 16 or 17, and ever since then it's kind of stuck. And 5150, it's PV 5150 guitar amp and head, or they make combos now, which at the time was what I preferred to play out of. So I combined the two, Yogurt 5150. And then fun fact, 5150 is also the something to do with being crazy in California, like the committal code or something like that. Let's see how well you handle it. I love that movie. I haven't seen it in so long. Kind of now I want to watch it. And so many big actors in it. Well, not even all of them are still alive at this point. John Candy, namely. But anyway. But yeah, Gray didn't, I think I was originally talking to Gray and then shifted to Mongooses, and I might have muddled the two names. The games part of Yogurt comes from the fact that he plays games. There we go. There we go. I knew it had something to do with one of their, something to do with that. I just couldn't remember the exact what it was, since that wasn't what I got it from, but, you know. And fun fact, the only reason there's games in the stupid name is because either YouTube or Twitter, Yogurt5150 was already taken, so I had to throw the games on there so I could actually have the name I wanted. Which really annoyed the piss out of me. I think it was actually Twitter, not even YouTube, but... which I guess hindsight I could have, you know, just gone with... Anyway, doesn't matter. At least now people know what Yogurt5150... The games at least lets people know what the channel is if they're browsing through and have no idea what. I didn't actually look up who Yogurt5150 is because I was just so enraged that they derailed my plans, but in the end, although the games in the end doesn't have the nice ring to it, it does actually let people know what the hell the channel is if they're not, you know, looking at, I guess, any of the content, since it's pretty obvious what it is, since there's nothing that's non-gaming related on here yet. I say yet because at some point I might actually put together a little compilation of me upgrading my PC CPU if I ever get a chance to edit it all together and care enough to do so. Which isn't technically gaming related, even though it goes to the sole purpose of... Mongoose is because your middle name is Bruce, and somebody called me the Bruce Mongoose in college because he knew a BMX rider named Bruce the Mongoose. I knew it had something to do with the bike, I just couldn't remember what exactly. But I knew it, one way or another it tied back to the bike, and the brand of bike, Mongoose, and I just couldn't remember how exactly. I was floored when it was taken. Yogurt being taken, fine, but Yogurt 5150 specifically being taken, it was just... I was shocked. Like, I literally, like, entered all my email addresses to make sure I hadn't, like, done it half asleep in the middle of the night, because I was like, oh, I need to get that before somebody takes it, which wasn't the case. Didn't really think it was, but... I was guilty of checking because I was just so astonished that it was actually taken. But anyway, what can you do? Like I said, I'm not entirely unhappy with the games in the end because, you know, it labels me and I don't plan on changing this channel to something non-game related, you know. Feel like there was a joke there other than the obvious adult variety joke, but I got nothing. On with the game, shall we? Do you show up at the bar and yell, "The goose is loose"? I know you don't own a mongoose or like bicycles, but you told me that story many moons ago. So I knew the bike was somehow related and it wasn't actually that you rode them. And I just couldn't remember the rest. Ooh. There we go. Apparently my DPI was up. So, to anybody, Gray, who wasn't here on Saturday, we got just into the beginning of Blood and Wine just because I felt like starting it. So we came in here, took out a Cyclops, and now we are on our way to meet the Duchess. And we are following our old friend Milton, who is a knight errant. Mutations and Grandmaster Witcher gear. Okay, this is where you finally get the mutations. Okay, I knew it was coming, and I just couldn't remember where. Alright, Blood and Wine, you can undergo additional Witcher mutations to unlock new capabilities. Soon you will run into a messenger who will deliver a very interesting letter. Read it and investigate the story of Professor Moreau to learn more about these mutations. They say a master craftsman lives in Touissant who can craft Witcher gear of unequaled quality. What's more, you receive special bonuses for wearing all or part of a set of this extraordinary equipment. You will not regret investing in these new options. 'Tis true. I do remember that, like, I'm fine with the Grandmaster Witcher gear not coming till the last expansion, but I really wish they'd gotten the mutations out sooner so you could play with them through more of the game. Then again, it does give you a reason to go back and do New Game Plus so you can play with the mutations.
Can't get used to the way you knights talk, especially how you switch back and forth between flowery and, well, near normal.
We are knights errant, in the service of her gracious magnificence. When we appear in her name or speak on her behalf, we are bound by tradition.
Yes, they are very formal in Touissant. Very big on the pomp and circumstance of things.
No one here. They must have removed the body already.
Let's look around. Make sure they didn't miss anything.
Prints of some sort.
Hobnailed boots, multiple sets of prints. Ducal guard, clearly. Let's see where they went. Walked along the shoreline.
Perhaps the body lay on the bank.
Perhaps it does. I hear drowners
Got
or
guests.
something
Careful.
along those lines.
Honor! Perish!
Scurver! That's right. They changed things up a little bit. I mean, they're basically drowners. Just look a bit different. Oh, okay, I take it back. They're basically rot fiends, because apparently they explode when they're about to die. Oh, the other one did. Yeah, didn't get away in time. It's pretty gross animation there. Alright, come out of the ground. Come meet your doom. It's inevitable. See? Your fiery doom.
Drawn here by the smell of blood. Notice anything interesting? Let's keep looking.
Alas, nothing.
He apparently needed to say 3 things all at once there.
Anything taken by the current ends up in these shallows.
Yes, the stench is fierce.
Which means the body might not have originated here. So she yelling you're getting naked. Wait, you don't get naked at the bar? I might need to rethink your drinking. I mean, depends on the bar, Gray. Get naked before going in. Witcher Tuscany is pretty. Yeah, I've always... This is my favorite. Haha, you thought your YouTube glitched. with his triple. No, that wasn't your YouTube. That was just he was not finishing one thought before starting on another and saying them all at once.
Blood. Guardsmen pulled these nets out of the water, then cut the mutilated body free. Gonna dive in, make sure they didn't miss anything. Only blood-soaked scraps left of the victim's clothing. Good quality cloth.
A wealthy victim, correct?
Looks it.
Apparently. Alright, let's go swimming. And see what they inevitably missed, since I made it a point of coming down here. Don't think that was it. This might be. Come on, get it. Oh, girl, get it. Whatever it is, get it. There we go.
Silk kerchief. Monogrammed DLC. A noble's accessory, clearly. Need to comb the bank.
That was a nice touch, monogram DLC. Go down and stay there. Everything? Alright. Witcher Ivy ADHD. You've realized that Geralt is basically a detective from an old film lore. Yeah, essentially.
Notice anything interesting?
Alas, nothing.
Blood.
You
Guardsmen
already
pulled
got
these
that.
nets out of the water, then cut the mutilated body free.
Okay, what do you think I... Thought that was all part of the footprints.
Look, a boat was launched here. Guardsmen must have loaded the body parts onto it, taken them somewhere. Need to find out where. I'd like to look at the corpse before it starts to decompose.
The inn. Its patrons must have seen the guardsmen, which direction they took. We should ask there.
Of course
Seems
there's
we've
someone
got
watching
ourselves
us,
an
I mean that
audience.
goes without
You
saying,
think this
but...
surprising? The locals will tell the children of children they do not have yet, of the day a quartered corpse was pulled from the river.
That's an interesting point, Mongoose. I'd never noticed that. I mean, now that you've said it, I completely can think of how... Yeah, that's... He basically is a medieval, old school noir detective. It's kind of cool. Great. So now that we've done Hearts of Stone, you can comment. There's some scuttlebutt that Mr. Blue Eyes and Cyberpunk may be a Gontar O'Dim type character. Oh, bloody hell. Which one was Mr. Blue Eyes? Maybe I haven't gotten to him yet since I still haven't finished my playthrough. The name's familiar, I just can't remember the character. If it is, yes, that makes him instantly 1,000 times more interesting, but crap, now I can't remember him. Can't unsee that now, can you? Well, it's not like a bad thing to see, it's actually just a really funny observation, which kind of just adds some comedy to the game.
One thing. Found a handkerchief in the water. Monogrammed DLC. Mean anything to you?
Delacroix? It cannot be. Was it he the beast slew?
Seems so. Knew him well?
Long past. We were close friends once, but our paths diverged. He was a man of extremes, standing by his companions no matter the odds, fighting his foes to the bitter end.
Foes? You have a lot of them?
He did, but I do not see what that has to do with the beast. Ah, Geralt, you've struck a raw nerve. Memories of a time long past, to which I'd rather not return now.
I understand. We can talk later. Let's go to the tavern.
I shall have to
'Cause
leave you
it's
soon.
entirely-
Return to court.
Barely got back to Touissant.
A knight in the service of Her Illustrious Highness knows no rest. In fact, I'd feared I would return too late to fulfill my duty. Yet it seems I've arrived in the nick of time.
What duty? Milton, can you run faster? Stop running all... however you're running. Fast.
Once you have finished examining the corpse, be sure to report to Anarietta.
Anarietta?
Her Grace, the Duchess. I forget myself at times. We address each other by our first names in private. Never in Pomrin's presence, however. He finds such familiarity offensive.
Interesting, not shocking that
Watering
he
hole
would.
for traders, smugglers, boatmen. But you will find no better crayfish chowder in all Touissant.
Well, there's something to be said, at least.
The beast is a killer. Velenord's could I say. Where bellies are with no lads brave enough. Of course we have. Bravery's the
I mean, I'd say he's running slow because of the armor, but Geralt's wearing even bigger armor, all things considered,
By
all
my
that damn
troth,
chainmail.
could that be the musty scent of fresh pate?
Naught else, Sir de Peyrac Peyran. I see time has not dulled your senses.
We would be honored if you would join us. Your companion as well.
But why do I not detect even a whiff of crayfish chowder?
No soup today, on account of there being no crayfish. I reckon you've not heard, but all I caught was a corpse. I awoke at the crack of dawn, as I do each day, but when I looked up, I beheld a blood-red sky.
This corpse is precisely why we're here. For the man whom you've invited to join you at the table was summoned from a far-off land by her gracious magnificence. He is tasked with tracking and killing the beast.
We invited 2 men to join us, yet since Sir de Peyrac Peyran in temperament is more akin to hare than hound, I surmise the other is the hunter. With whom do we have the pleasure?
Like Milton said, I've come from the north at the Duchess's behest to deal with the beast.
Yes, but who are you? A knight? A mercenary? A soldier?
Geralt is a witcher and master of his trade. He has questions for you about the beast's most recent victim.
I was the one to find the corpse. The sun had just risen when I awoke, sat straight up in my bed, looked out the window, and beheld a sky red as blood.
Ask Geralt, please, or we shall be here till winter.
Yeah.
Must have been early in the morning. Went to check your nets and then...
I stepped out of my hut and saw...
By my troth, to the point, man. You found a body ensnared in your crayfish nets. We know this already. What happened then? Did you see anyone nearby? Did you spy anything noteworthy? Anything at all?
Not a soul around, just me. As for noteworthy... well...
What did you see? But be warned, if I hear the sky was red again...
I saw a head bobbing, eyes bulging, the tongue blue and popped out. Next to it, a hand rocking upon the water.
Get a good look at the body parts?
They gave me such a fright. I bolted to town fast as my legs would take me, then returned with guardsmen who told me to keep out of their way. They had a hard haul. The parts were so tangled up in my nets, they were forced to cut them.
Catch up on chat real quick. Mr. Blue Eyes only shows up in game twice when you're talking to Perales at the end of his quest, and he's the job giver at the end mission for legend trading, or the legend ending. Okay, so I haven't encountered him yet because I'm not finished with Perales' mission. I think I'm partway through Perales' missions. You're never playing it again until they let me rebuild the use key. Milton runs hilarious. He looks like a 60-year-old boomer trying to jog after a total knee replacement. That's actually a pretty good description. He runs like he's on the way to get some nuggies. Sassy in with it. Runs like a girl. Oh, girls don't run like that. I mean, some might, but... Thanks, YouTube. Way to hold that super offensive message. Can't have people spewing that. Which one got held? Girls don't... Oh. That's what got held? Girls don't run like that? My god. Well, thanks for the save there, Gray. Appreciate it. YouTube. YouTube. I can say button, I just can't say button followed by boys and girls. Even though it's preceded by don't forget to hit the like. You know, YouTube has a like button, for God's sakes.
Need to examine the body. Know where they took it?
They ferried it across, then loaded it on a cart and hauled it to a cellar at Corvo Bianco to keep it cool, see?
What? Why, Corvo Bianco is Baron Russell's estate. When he learns they've turned his cellar into a morgue, he'll set his hounds on them.
While you were gallivanting about the north, his vineyard was auctioned off.
Who be
Who
this
was that?
mysterious
Woman who
woman?
just left. Didn't see her before. Didn't notice her walk in either.
Doubtless Ninnis, the innkeep's daughter. But hold, Geralt, because this is an outrage. Russell's vineyard was auctioned off? Inconceivable.
It is no secret the Baron had gambling debts up to his ears. It finally came time to collect. His creditors auctioned off his property. The Ducal Chancellery bought it, in fact. Russell now bunks with his brother in Vicofaro.
I told Russell he'd get his comeuppance. How long can one throw on past heroics? His creditors must finally have defined that his promises meant nothing.
Such are the times. Today's knights are pale shadows of the heroes of yore.
It's true what they say. God sent the beast to punish us for straying from the old paths.
No, don't think that's it. He never is. Hey, Morpheus! Oh, my pleasure for popping in earlier. Sorry about the constant work-imposed BRBs throughout, but I'm always happy when I can make it. Thank you for popping in now. Good to see you again.
So folk think the beast's divine punishment.
Folks think anything's
Knights
divine
have turned
punishment.
their backs on the old customs. Where they were defenders of the duchy, they're now defenders of their own tushes.
Why, you insolent...
Let him talk.
The Duchess trades in titles, grants honors to ill-doers. We've strayed from the path of virtue, lost the gods' favor, so the gods sent retribution.
Don't listen to that nonsense, Geralt. It's rehashed street preacher codswallop.
Yes, the rebel rousers have been sprouting up like weeds lately, each offering the same bill of goods.
They say anything else about the beast? Besides it being a messenger of the gods?
The Touissant are
Harbinger
no
of doom.
fools. They see clearly the beast kills on days honoring patron saints.
Picky monster. Thanks for the hospitality. Time I examined the corpse.
Corvo Bianco lies a short way from here, near the tourney grounds. Just follow the road and you'll arrive.
Not coming with? Oh yeah, duty of some sort calls.
Some sort? Ha! Her Grace bestowed a great honor on me, even before we departed for Velen. I'm to play the hare during this year's game in the palace gardens. When you see me in my costume, you will wet yourself laughing.
A little tempted to ask a few questions, but it sounds like a long, complicated story. One involving lengthy digressions into local history and tradition. So, see you later, Milton, and good luck.
In other words, I want to know why in the hell you're dressing up as a hare, and even more so why you're excited about it, but I don't want to hear you blather on about why it started in the first place. I love Geralt.
And rose.
In here.
Sophia, have you beaten her?
Oh, that is just rot.
I know, I'm rude. Always running into people.
That is just rot.
I know, I'm rude. I said this. You can stop getting in my way.
The Butcher of Bluffican called to be the savior of Touissant.
Yes.
Interesting.
Alright.
Oh,
Barkeep.
dear fellow! Normally I'd encourage you to try our famed fisherman's chowder. But alas, we are all out of crayfish.
Yeah, my
Could
pleasure.
replace them with something else. Perch, for example.
Replace crayfish with fish, I beg you. What next? Vinegar for wine? Parsley for thyme? Huh? Your Nordlings are a pleasant lot, but about cuisine you know nothing.
Fair enough. I'll get this out of the
Got any
way and
gossip?
stuff and then save
Fishermen
and
talking
play.
about anything interesting?
Yes, about a Nordling who would replace crayfish with pike.
Asked a serious question.
And a tactless one. I do not eavesdrop on my clients, and I certainly don't repeat anything I chance to hear.
And technically a good barkeep, just, you know,
Show me what you got in
not
stock.
helpful in my case. Caffeine does tend to make things better. No, I don't need that. Getting a little bit more for the wine here. Just clearing out some of the crap. I love the frequency with which I carry around a casket of all things. As though that could be hidden anywhere. Not gonna bother saving first, because I didn't do anything
Not
that needs to
likely
be
to taste your
repeated. It
famous
doesn't tell me anything
fisherman's
useful,
chowder.
and
So maybe we could play some
doesn't sound all
Gwent.
that much. People say no caffeine after 3, I say 3 coffees at 3 instead. Your patient brought you a venti mocha with a quad shot from Starbucks. Damn, were they trying to tell you you were tired? I mean, it was nice of them, but that's a hell of a coffee. Oh yeah, the music's changed now that we're in Touissant. Alright, I'm happy with this hand. Actually, I should have pitched Gaunter, but that's okay. I forget what the cow does. It's a far less humorous card than it seems. When this card is removed from the battlefield, it summons a powerful new unit card to take its place. That's right, so this being out there now, in the next round, it'll have a powerful card. Yeah, your heart rate was akin to an African hummingbird on the blue meth from Breaking Bad. I also like you to sit on this screen forever as this music is making me giddy. Yeah, that would be a serious caffeine overdose. I agree. No, I didn't want to tell you. You literally sat down and took your blood pressure because you thought you were stroking out. Transforms into a barrow and a martyrum card is on its row. Confusing, but okay. Yep, I think I'm gonna pass this one now. Well ahead in cards. I think I at least negated that one now. The cow's gonna come back as that. I don't remember what a martyr card is. I was trying to remember that myself and cannot offhand. Alright. tolerance are pretty high from years of being a gamer, but this current drink you're enjoying has 300 milligrams of caffeine. That's a lot, Gray. That's a whole lot of caffeine, man. Alright, fair enough. You should have paced yourself on drinking it, made it last a while. Wouldn't have, 16 ounces of drip coffee is still more. Is it? I didn't think drip coffee had that much. Oh, you have another... Okay. Oh, yeah, chugging it, no wonder it did you in. That's right, they introduced some new cards for the... Oh, actually, no, he's playing a different deck. He's playing the... No, he's playing Skellige. There's just, I think, some new cards. Oh wait, Skellige is a new deck, that's right. The Skellige wasn't in the original game. Now it's coming back to me. Jesus Christ, I didn't realize it was that high. I mean, I never really drink coffee, so it's not really relevant, but... Definitely didn't realize it was that high. I guess that's another powerful transform one. I had a sneaking suspicion he had a Scourge card hanging out in there somewhere. Conveniently, I can get it back. Not that I probably really needed to, but... you know. Iced coffees is 295 milligrams for 24 ounce medium cup. That includes the ice content in it, so it's about 12 ounces of coffee. I did not know. Now I do.
Thought I knew them all. Guess I was wrong. Must be a one-off. Message on the back, signed by a certain Count Monnier. Invitation to a tournament. Interesting.
Interesting indeed. Yet another Gwent tournament. Still haven't done the other ones yet.
You must have your pick of the ladies.
And I got a recipe for his pate. But no, I don't think it's the Gwent game that gets Geralt to pick of the ladies. Go to Corvo Bianco and examine the body kept in its cellar. Alright. Blood and Wine quest. Places where you can begin new quests from Blood and Wine are marked with a orangish red exclamation mark. I guess would be that color. Alright, so there's where we need to go. Right, okay. So I think we hit the message board. And then Corvo Bianco. Let's see what kind of flowery messages we get here. Will buy a permit. In light of Minister Tremblay's incredibly daft order barring entry to the prison grounds, I'd like to let it be known that I'll gladly purchase an entry permit if someone's got one to sell. I'm not a member of any inmate's family, for it's my beau who's in the prison, and has been for half a year now, during which time we haven't been able to see each other as often as we need to. If you've ever had a beau, you know what I mean. Lorraine Titois? Let me pick this up. Who's monitoring her caffeine? Let me see. Also, you know this because you just had a pregnant wife who's monitoring her caffeine content and well, yeah, that would do it. What was her weirdest craving during the pregnancy? Starbucks gets 280 milligrams of caffeine in a 16-ounce nitro cold brew. Nothing that weird. Ekmek from the local Greek restaurant. Yeah, that's not weird. Baked clams aren't really weird either. Wanted, the White Wolf. The Witcher Geralt of Rivia, known as the White Wolf, is wanted to serve as a guide. His potential employer guarantees an ample wage for his unusual contract. For more information, he should go to Count Belladol's temporary base camp in Touissant. Note, we kindly request all other persons not present themselves at said camp under the pretense of being Geralt of Rivia. Count Belladol was not born yesterday and can easily tell who is a witcher and who is faking it. All those journeying to his camp in shabby costumes with wooden swords strapped to their backs can save themselves the trouble and turn back. Notice from the Ducal Camerlingo? Calling all knights errant and other strongmen. The duchy needs you. Your aid is required. Bounteous rewards are in the offering. More details available at the Ducal Camerlingo's offices on Knight's Dormant Square. Ah yes, there's some funny bits about that later. Except, yeah, that's a great place to have weird cravings. Announcements from the Office of Internal Revenue of the Duchy of Touissant. The Office of Internal Revenue hereby announces a limited live auction to be held regarding the sale of a piece of developed real estate and accompanying agricultural land located in the Caroberta Woods region. Having been left to the ducal treasury by late Count Crespi, who departed this world without any heirs. Due to the unique nature of the Bellegarde estate and its important role in the production of wine bringing great fame to the duchy in all corners of the world, only subjects of the Duchy of Touissant shall be allowed to participate in the auction. To all knights errant and other such men of arms, be it known far and wide that the services of voluntary keepers of the peace shall be needed. Minor problems are expected to arise during the transfer of the above-mentioned real estate, and said problems, for their dissolution, could require the application of direct physical force. All volunteers are asked to report to the field office of the Procurator General of Touissant near Plugman's Bridge, that is to say, to the place where the auction shall be held. Well, that would make sense now, wouldn't it? Handcuffs and chocolate syrup gets you less weird looks than peanut butter and pickles. It's true. Still though, chocolate syrup's sticky. I didn't even realize you spelled pickle. Oh, now I see it. I was scanning through it too fast. No chocolate syrup, no food in the bedroom. Thank you, Mongoose. I'm on board with that for just reasons of unnecessary mess and a variety of other things. All it is a mess waiting to happen. Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of food in the bedroom. I mean, the sentiment's fun, but yeah. Announcement, fixing roofs, pleasuring ladies, good prices. Find me at the Pheasantry, ask for Lou. Interesting, range of services. Contract for a Witcher, Witcher's caravan escort to a Witcher or Witchers. The Beauclair Cooper's Guild is seeking an individual or individuals willing to escort a merchant convoy through an area threatened by the Great White Terror. More information can be obtained from Gaston Legaf at the merchant's camp in the forests to the north of Coronada Vineyard. Magram Parma.
Ducal clerks looking for help. Could be good coin to be made.
Indeed.
Grace summons such a profession.
Maybe someone to talk to? Kind of wanted to talk to the daughter that was being all sneaky about exiting the building during the cutscene, but didn't see her around there. Well, yeah, I eat food in the bedroom. That's different. That's not what we're talking about. Yeah, exactly. I eat food in the bedroom, but no sexy time food.
Sounds like a fight. Have to hurry.
Does sound like a fight. What WTF is going on? Okay, horse is fleeing. What?
Damn it. Killer must still be here.
Alright. Look for the okay.
Killed with a single blow. In the cellar. Gotta be. Claw wounds. From 5 separate claws. Spread of a small human hand.
Okay, I'm guessing this way. Not that way.
Footprints.
As I said, I'm
Small,
guessing this
bare
way.
feet lead deeper into the cellar. Hurled against the wall with great force. Took a lot of
Small,
strength to
bare
batter this
feet.
down.
Human feet?
Used this to batter down the grate.
They look like human feet. Interesting.
You. Saw you at the inn.
Oh, damn it.
Why'd you kill these people?
Not a werewolf.
Clearly wasn't for their blood.
Don't know what it is yet. Right now, it's just a naked woman standing there doing what? It's slightly unclear. Taking a hand?
We don't have to fight.
She seems to think we do have to fight.
You are wrong.
Sorry, dude. YouTube won't approve of said nudity. Assuming she'll have clothes on for the fight.
I
although
cannot
maybe
let
not.
you leave.
Okay, now she's changed into something else.
I like that silver.
Now she's transformed into a Brexit, so I don't think the nudity will be flagged. Being on fire? Can't imagine why not.
Shit.
Get up.
Black blood.
Yeah, I should have knocked back a vial of black blood, and I even thought about it, and I was like, yeah, I'll be fine, I won't need it. It's alright. Black blood is a potion that causes my blood to damage them, so now she's taking damage because I'm bleeding. Now if she feeds on me, it'll just hurt her. Out of bombs. I need to meditate. Alright. Hard to be invisible when you're on fire, isn't it, lady?
Killed all these men to get to the body. What was she doing at the table, though?
That is the question. A question, I have more than one. Okay, examine the body of the beast's victim. Let me catch up on chat. Yeah, technically you do too because your desk is in there and you work from home, so you get your desk, yeah. Also, wait, YouTube just lets sexy time go with no issue, but runs like a girl needs approval. Yeah, that is kind of odd, Gray. I can't disagree with that. It was not a werewolf, it was a Bruxa vampire. It's alright. When you play the game yourself, you will be very pleased with the nudity because they sculpt the female characters exceedingly well. They're very generous with that. Yeah, you can kind of see him, but... Yeah, I know. I didn't write the rules. Yeah, it's a total special kid kind of hypocrisy. I know you're not knocking me because you know they're not my rules. I think it's dumb that I have to censor it out, but...
Stinks.
She was a very buxom Bruxa. Actually, she wasn't hugely buxom.
Waterlogged.
Well
Both hands
proportioned.
amputated. Body was quartered just as I thought. Laid in water for some time. Head swollen, and something took a few bites out of it. Something in the throat.
Oh?
A pouch, bulging with coins.
Interesting.
Nilfgaardian florins, from several different provinces. If the murderer did this, means we're dealing with a sentient thinking beast.
Mm-hmm. I do like how it says sentient, thinking beast. Just because they know not everyone playing the game knows what sentient means, so they have to be essentially redundant to cater to the masses. I find it kind of funny. I get it, it's just
Body was
funny.
chopped up after death. Blows struck with great force, but bones sliced through, not crushed. Creature that killed him had long claws, sharp as a witcher's blade. First sank its claws into the victim's heart. No Bruxa did this.
You know, again, I was reading it quickly and I read it as Bruxa. You know, I read it so fast I didn't even pick up on the fact that you spelled books that way. Or you said Berxa, but you know, that's okay. She was a saggy Bruxa. Prior to her transformation into the Bruxa, she was a very well-proportioned female. Human.
Third hand. A spare. Except it's clearly not the victim's. Guardsmen must have not noticed it as they picked everything up. How's this possible? Still warm. Blood still flowing? Several monster species can regenerate. Never heard of that happening to their severed limbs, though. Or of their limbs seeming completely alive after so much time. Examine the tissue more closely later. Might learn something.
So she was here to steal the hand, which was not her hand or the victim's hand.
Murderer was clearly a monster, but not a Bruxa. But then why'd the Bruxa come here for the severed hand?
In the
Who does
service of
hand
the
belong
monster.
to? Why the hell's it still warm? Now, pouch shoved down the victim's throat. What's the significance? And why was he chopped up into pieces? Lots of questions, no answers so far. Need to know about the other victims. I'll ask Palmerin to get me in to see the Duchess.
Damn it, Mongoose. Now all I'm thinking about is the old noir detective when he's sitting there doing his monologue and summing up for everything. Well, sentient typically feel emotion, I believe, versus just straight thinking. I know, but sentient really covers the whole thing. It's still kind of redundant to say both, but fair point. I mean, it's not improper to say both, technically, but still seems kind of on the redundant side. But you're correct. Alright. Where's my way out? Find Palmer and ask him to take you to the Duchess. Okay. Which is there. But I want to do the question mark first, because it's right here. Roach. But yeah, this really is my favorite part of the game, this expansion, both from a story perspective and the area. Like, the entire area just seems a bit more colorful and vibrant than any of the rest of the game. It's just really cool, I like it. It's, like I said, my favorite part of the game. I like the whole game quite a bit. Ah. Stupid roach.
Hey, yeah.
No, not off. Will you just go? Okay, you guys are new. Not the biggest fan in the world either. Little shop of hers. Also kind of reminds me of Mold 1. Gray will get that reference. Multiple things. 1, bombs. 2, now prisoner here. I guess Dimeridium's not going to affect these because though it's a monster, it's the plant that's a plant. Worth a try. One of them down. That guy Roach is just back there hanging out. Oh, it's back there. Oh, is there another head to it?
Arca spores will sprout again. Should destroy the area if I want to get rid of them for good.
I was about to ask how, but question answered. Make that thing go boom. Basically like any other monster nest. Cool. Well, that's a fun new enemy. By fun, I mean pain in the ass. He's an horror detective. His entire existence is repetitive over-explanation of obvious details. That's true. In that sense, that's very true. Seymour, feed me! These look like those Venus plants from Super Mario. They kinda do. Like I said, they also kinda remind me of Mold 1 from Control. Far less deadly, though, because I didn't count how many times
Faster.
Mold 1 killed me, because didn't want to. Took enough time editing them all out and getting, you know, stringing together a sensible sequence to it in the first place. I didn't feel like counting. One death montage was enough. After... I forget which enemy it was now. There were many enemies in that game that killed me countless times. I enjoyed that game, the parts of it were very much an exercise in frustration. Still recommended, don't get me wrong, by the way. Ah, good, I can sell some crap. Climax the servant, where's the actual... Where's the armor? Oh, there it is.
Armor chromed and greft or fluted, whatever your heart's desire.
Let's see what you got in stock.
Nice touch that he looked back at his stock. Garbage. No. Nope. There we go. And repair. You uninstalled Control after 20 minutes, you really need to give it another shot. Yeah, you definitely have to, one, give it more than 20 minutes. Actually, I'm trying to think of what in the first 20 minutes turned you off, because the first 20 minutes, not much... It's just kind of like some story development. I did not see the trailer for Reminisce. Show, game, or movie? You should do, but damn, it's a mind-blowing, bending, borderline agitating, confusement, engagement of story and combat. You highly rate it. Yeah, Morpheus and I were actually having this conversation about Control the other day. Like, it's a super great game and we highly recommend it, and it's a lot of fun, but you kind of need breaks here and there because it's a lot to take in. It can be rough. Movie, okay. Attention purely from a visual style perspective. The story could be neat too. You're just saying you're on board for the visuals. That's fair. Yeah, you love the Max Payne games. Morph, I think he just got annoyed with Control. Well, the Control. In the 20 minutes you find out what happened to the director and then the first part of combat. Yeah, that's what I thought. The combat gesture made you think of want to stab your eyes. Okay, the combat... Well, I didn't actually find it that bad. I don't want to play Grunt right now. Again.
Good man.
Just wanted to sell him some
set of shoes for my mount. Promptly at your service.
Oh yeah. I should get the buffs that never wear off. Where is the table?
I shall not grant you leave.
In the stone.
Hammer and vanity band. Music to a smithy.
That's not what I was wanting to do. Information for tournament participants. Dear fellow Grunt lovers, allow me... Oh, it's the Grunt tournament. What's this? Summons from Duchess and... Oh, okay. Both of those. Alright. Alright, to hell with it. I'm tired of looking for it. Some of it's buried under shit or something.
So hot.
Need to speak to the Duchess, urgently.
All right, you scamps. Story's done. Go find your parents.
But the Palmerine, what about the story of Rittik and the dragon?
A tale's for another time. But take a good look at the man who stands before you now.
Super cool
This
armor.
is Geralt of Rivia, the master witcher who lent his valiant hand to the defeat of the giant Goliath.
Master Witcher, is it true virtue always trumps villainy?
No.
Not always. Could go either way. Sometimes virtue wins, sometimes villainy gets the upper hand. Still worth being good.
But why? If it doesn't mean you'll win.
Palmerin's story. Think back. A decent man attracts other good folk, makes friends he can count on. A rogue? Well, you can only count on other rogues. And who would you rather have for a friend?
A man of
Depends
virtue?
on what I need
I
done.
must agree. Now, that will do for questions. Go find your parents. Her Enlightened Highness has doubtless arrived at the tourney grounds to watch the battle in the arena. If we hurry, we'll be in time to speak with her before the spectacle begins.
Then onward,
Lead the way.
post haste. Like, I'm not all about the gold, but the engraving on his chest plate
Who's fighting?
is just awesome looking.
Nilfgaardian gladiators?
Close, but not quite. As you will soon see.
Someone's gonna fight a Shaelmar? With only some bells on its tail to confuse it, slow it down?
Whatever is the problem? The beast is a gift from the Emperor, no less.
A gift? Or a joke?
Shouldn't torment the beast. How would you like to be dumped in an arena, blindfolded with a string of bells dangling from your ass?
Pity a monster. You, a witcher?
I slay monsters who are a threat to humans. You're out to humiliate one to entertain a crowd.
Use other
No
humans
idols
for
gain any
that.
glory from this. Who's going to fight the beast?
Guillaume, the young man you met.
Yeah. Mentioned he'd promised his heart's captor a monster trophy.
Great love demands great sacrifices.
Let's go.
Yeah, I see. I see your point, Mongoose. Combat for you, Morpheus, that was pretty okay, but God gets more complicated when different forms of enemies appear. You only just realize how to correctly upgrade your weapons. It isn't everybody's cup of tea, that's what games are. Yeah, it's totally not everyone's cup of tea. I do recommend giving it a little bit more of a shake because the combat does get
victory to fair Lady
a hell of a lot more dynamic as the game goes on because you get a lot more abilities to use, which makes it a lot more interesting. The enemies also get harder, of course, but
the fight shall have to
yeah, it may not be your cup of tea in the end, but I do recommend giving it a little bit longer of a shake than one of these just to see if you can get into it or not. Yeah, it is kind of Swiss Guardy now that you mention it. That's a good comparison. I also have a bad feeling. Oh, there goes the bells. He's all confused, like, I didn't do anything, boy. What? Yeah, it's not down for the count. And it lost its bells. Momo's gonna die here. Probably not, because I'm probably gonna save him. Oh,
We have to help him.
I mean, why does it have to be we? I really doubt I need his help.
Just gotta keep it down.
I mean, I know why he's helping me, to make it more challenging, because I have to keep him alive now, too.
To the beast! Friends confound!
I got a herald. Burn, bitch.
All our hopes, alas, have turned to dust. The fate of the beast has been weighed by the gods.
I don't remember these things being a pain in the ass. Like fighting a damn elemental that can turtle. Damn it, bomb. How am I supposed to fight these? Because I don't remember. Don't know exactly what it is. Shale Mars. The Earth's innards are home to mighty, strange, and fearsome beasts. Were they ever to decide to ramble up to the surface, would all be gutted the very first day of the invasion. Shale Mars spend most of their lives deep underground, having no contact with the world up above. At times, however, a Shale Mar would dig its way to the surface and devour any men within its reach. Some Shale Mars also burrow tunnels close to the surface, collapsing buildings and causing tremors in the process. Since Shale Mars are blind, they find their way by sensing vibrations and listening for sounds. Thus, the best tactic when fighting such a monster is to hurl something heavy or noisy against a nearby boulder or wall. And pray silently that the beast will roll towards the sound and knock itself out upon striking into the obstacle, okay? So, Ard, Relict, and Samum. Okay. Relato. Where are you? Don't know what color the relato is. And Samum. Dude, just Palmer and just go away. I don't need you helping.
it's true, then 12 danced to 80 times. That is a monster that...
Ah, Palmer, get the hell out of there!
Damn it.
Crap, he's gonna die.
The Selma, then its foul heart hurt. Dodge, dive, flee, faint, its races belly. Selma's cries ring aloud. Blood transformed into
Come
jelly.
on, almost there. Come on. Seriously, it's... Oh, that was a pain in the ass. Less hard than obnoxious.
The Selma lies defeated by Geralt of Rivia, master of the witchering trade. Behold, as the last gasps of life seep from the beast.
You retiring for the evening? Alright,
Master
dude, yeah, you got
Geralt,
work
do
in the
what you
morning.
must. Finish the deed!
Monster's no threat. No need to kill it.
A victor may always show mercy. It is his right. Long live Geralt the Merciful! Pikeman, see
Since
to
it
the
didn't
beast.
choose to be in there in the first place. Not that I spared its life, apparently, although I thought I was going to. Good intentions and all. But yeah, take care, baby needs food, bed, daddy needs, but yeah.
That came damned close to dying.
Take care, Mongoose, have a good night, and I will see you later. Get some rest, and have a good day at work tomorrow.
Smile as befits a hero and keep silent. Speech clearly pains you. She approaches.
Geralt, we must talk. Vivian.
You shall talk later, in the medic's tent.
Geralt, magnificent, breathtaking.
Your Grace.
We knew that to summon you was a brilliant idea. We are delighted, ravished to have struck upon it.
And I'm truly... honored.
See to our young hero. Hop, hop. For we must make off with Geralt. We should talk.
Indeed.
We had been long awaiting your arrival. Had nearly lost hope. Then suddenly, that entrance, so spectacular.
Your Grace. Shaelmars are dangerous creatures, even to knights in full plate armor.
Nonsense. In Touissant, knights have battled beasts for mere glory since time immemorial. True. Guillaume suffered a few bumps, scars, and bruises, but in return gained eternal glory as he who slew the monster.
But he didn't.
What about the crowd? Say the Shaelmar had vaulted into the stands. Would have been a massacre.
Geralt, though we value your fortuitous intervention in the arena, we would remind you your services have been retained, and as shall soon become clear, you will be generously compensated for completing another task altogether.
I like the detail on her dress. I mean, the dress style isn't my cup of tea, but the detail is impressive. Ah, thank you, Stream Elements.
Your Grace, my contract. I'd like to discuss it.
Naturally, but not here.
I should pop this into chat.
We shall need Damien. He led the investigation pending your arrival. But wherever could he be? Come, we must find him.
Oh, I guess they're not killing it, they're just guarding it. I guess I did spare its life, in the end. Good.
Tell us, have you come alone? Or did Viscount Julian accompany you?
Wish to see Dandelion, Your Grace?
Oh.
Yes. I mean, no. Yes. But solely to tell him we regret. Yes, deeply regret rescinding the death sentence we so justly handed down upon him. If we could turn back time, we would make certain he sat in a tower till he rotted. No, we would ensure he was broken on the wheel, then drawn, hanged, and quartered.
But she wanted to see him nonetheless.
The very man we would entrust with these tasks. Damien de la Tour, captain of my personal guard.
Your Grace. Witcher.
I have a name.
Greetings. Sorry to have to tell you, but the guardsman handling the last victim's body...
I know already. The creature in the cellar of Corvo Bianco. Was it the beast?
No. A bruxa, a kind of vampire. Not the beast, but tied to it in some way.
You know this how?
Through careful analysis of the evidence, both on the riverbank and at Corvo Bianco.
Do you mean to insinuate the investigation thus far has been sloppy?
Geralt insinuates nothing of the sort.
Not really.
We must listen to him attentively.
Potentially, but Moore was trying to say you guys aren't professional monster investigators. I am.
I examined the body of the beast's last victim. Might have found something. Need to analyze it. A quiet place, that's what I could use most right now. And maybe the help of an alchemist or a mage. Also like to hear all you know about the previous victims. Take it Sir de la Tour is my man for that.
Firstly, call me Damien, please. Secondly, you should know I spoke against summoning you here. I've heard much about you. You bring trouble, or thus far have, always.
This is true.
We've enough trouble as it is. Yet we are capable of defeating the beast on our own, without an outsider's help. I've no doubt about it.
Damien, we settled the matter of the Witcher's employ some time past. Definitively. Since you have broached it, nonetheless, let us discuss Geralt's pay. Are the legends true? Do Witchers usually demand that which you find at home, yet did not expect?
Not quite, Your Grace. Law of surprise, it's something we invoke at times, but rarely. Usually we just take gold.
Disappointing. This law sounds rather romantic. On the other hand, on returning to the palace, we would likely find impatient petitioners or a set of sample fabrics for a new dress. Poor rewards, both. I fear you'd not have much use for any of the surprises we are likely to come upon. Thus, we've decided you shall receive the deed to a vineyard, Corvo Bianco, and a sum of coin. You will doubtless consider this adequate. Title to the vineyard shall be given to you at once. Surely you'll need lodgings while you hunt. The coin, however, will be yours only once you have slain the beast.
Lovely, generous gesture, Your Grace. But Corvo Bianco, isn't it the Duchy's temporary morgue?
Is it now? The Chancellery's bungled things again, we fear. Not to be left unsupervised for one instant. Yet, in its mood, a morgue should present minimal problems to a Witcher. What's more, nothing enhances a wine's reputation better than a grim legend.
Thank you, Your Grace. I accept the contract, of course. But as I said before, I'll need some information.
Damien there's clearly not pleased about me getting the vineyard, although I imagine many wouldn't be, because one, he doesn't think I need to be there, and I'm getting compensated massively for it, so... This place seems like a colorful parade you'd see in France or something. I've always said, I think this is supposed to be a take on France, but again, I've never been to France, so it's hard for me to say. But yeah, I think that's one of the reasons I like this area most, is because it's just so vibrant and bright and just, very different than the rest of the game.
How'd it start? Who was the first victim?
Crespi was the first to die. He was famed once for his many glorious tournament victories. Then he grew old, hung up his sword, and took to winemaking.
Crespi was not loved by the wine merchants. He was ruthless in business and thought to cheat many a time. He asked us for a dispensation from all court ceremonies. We did not grant it. We could not. Once you've taken the oath of a knight, you remain a knight till death.
How'd he die? Where'd they find the body?
Quite unusual, the circumstance. He was at a feast when suddenly one of his fellow feastgoers noticed he was missing. The town watch found him an hour later, on his hands and knees, propped against the town pillory, his sword hanging from his neck. He had died of wounds inflicted with claws, not a weapon. Blows of great force.
So he died suddenly, but the body was on its knees, meaning someone posed it.
So it seems.
Yeah, like I've never been to, well, I've been to Spain, but I didn't get to see a lot of it. I was, long story short, visiting my brother who's in the was in the Navy at the time, and it was a Spanish military base, and I wasn't allowed off without his escort, and he was working, anyway, long story. But I didn't see much of Spain. But yeah, so it's just what, from basically television movies and such, which we all know how inaccurate that tends to be, what I thought was France, or what was supposed to be France, especially with all the wine. I guess Italy would fit too, though. That makes sense. It's 3:51 a.m. and you believe you need some sleep. Yes, you definitely need some sleep, Morpheus. Please go get some, and thank you so much for coming by and hanging out. And get some rest, and I will see you next time. And yours or mine or someone else's. I seem to be getting your notifications now, finally. I don't know why I wasn't before, but because they were actually on. But anyway, hey Postman, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. Happy to see you again as always. But yeah, get some rest, Morpheus, and I will catch you later.
Second murder. Tell me what you know.
In the city there are certain nooks. No one reasonable ventures there after dark. Ramon Dulac's corpse was found in one such place. With the first murder, terror gripped the city. Its inhabitants grew wary, kept to safe areas. Consequently, news of the second victim came to us from a group of concerned cut-purses.
Criminals fear the beast? Telling in a way. Take it you've excluded the possibility that Ramon died at the hands of these bandits.
Do you believe me, an amateur? Not hands, but claws killed Ramon Dulac. The wound was deep, clean.
His body was found in the gutter, dressed in nightshirt and
It's a fair question.
a pillow placed under his head, and his sword replaced by a bed warmer. Ramon Dulac, a knight who but a dozen years past was an advisor to our father, the Duke.
Someone went to a lot of trouble to make him look ridiculous. Maybe revenge was the motive.
It's not out of the question.
It would certainly seem so.
Dulac had shady dealings with the criminal underworld, but no one ever came forth with concrete proof of any misdoings.
Dulac, isn't that the name of another villain or historical villain? I don't remember if it's fictional or historical or something, but Dulac, that name sounds familiar in a villainous context. From something other than this game, of course. You got Tuscany vibes, but all the same thing, really. Yeah, probably fair. Definitely that area of Europe. Been a good and fella, Toodles. Night, dude. How are you doing tonight, Postman?
So, first two victims were knights, best years behind them.
The same could be said of the third. Sir Delacroix was wont to claim that in modern times knights face new challenges, enterprise being the latest addition to the chivalric virtues.
He made a veritable fortune in the grain trade. Palmerin even nicknamed him Sir della Stinci.
Found a coin pouch on his body. Contained florins dating from various times, hailing from different provinces of the Empire.
Delacroix loved coin, true, but had no patience for numismatics.
Lots of similarities between the victims. All the bodies were found in strange places under extraordinary circumstances. Seems the murderer, whoever or whatever it is, has some meaning to convey.
These were honorable men. We are horrified by the disdain, the disrespect with which they were treated. These were knights of Touissant, Blast it!
Might be the point. From what you say, none was a model of virtue. Ever considered that's what the beast's trying to draw attention to?
All the murdered men were knights who swore fealty to the 5 chivalric virtues. And even if the
Knights of Touissant swear fealty to what virtues exactly?
honor, wisdom, generosity, valor, and compassion.
5 virtues. Why are they so important to your knights?
A strange question.
Your Grace, forgive me. I'm a foreigner trying to understand another land's customs.
You are forgiven. According to legend, the virtues we cultivate were bestowed upon us by the Lady of the Lake. How we truly came to espouse them, none remember. In Touissant, we believe men of low birth should be simple-hearted and obedient. We expect much more, however, of our knights. They are to be soldiers and courtiers, lords and servants. Thus the need for clear moral guidelines. At the time of his dubbing, a knight vows to demonstrate throughout his life honor, wisdom, generosity, valor, and compassion.
The scientifically accurate name for pig is sus.
Beast seems to be pointing up moral decay, denouncing it. Victims were all humiliated. Might have been murdered to emphasize their lack of specific chivalric virtues.
Honor compromised by the pillory. Wisdom by ridicule. Generosity by a coin pouch shoved down a throat. It seems to fit, true, though not perfectly.
Can't discount the theory if it's on the lips of everyone in town. Say our reasoning's right. Next murder will be just as showy and denounce the victim's lack of the 4th virtue, valor. We can also assume that victim will be an elder knight.
Let's think. At the moment, all the knights are either at the tourney grounds or in the palace gardens. Our annual hare hunt shall begin there shortly. Have you heard of the custom?
Milton mentioned something. Seemed excited to prance around in a bunny costume. Not sure why. Hang on. Strange circumstances. A knight advanced in years. The famed cowardice of rabbits.
Could it be that simple? Is Milton de Peyrac-Peyren the next victim?
Milton also knew Delacroix. Told me so down by the river.
Damien! To miss something so obvious. De Peyrac-Peyren, Crespi, Delacroix, and Delac formed a knightly team. It was years ago, but...
They were a team?
They were close friends, tightly knit, and as such earned the trust of our father, the Duke. We often witnessed him turn to them with delicate matters. Later, their paths diverged.
Unlikely to be a coincidence. Beast must know it too. It's a lead, I'm sure. Your Grace, we need to find Milton immediately.
Rather problematic. You see, the garden entertainments are due to start, and he's disguised as the hare, hiding somewhere, waiting for some tipsy courtiers to find him. The hare's hiding place is a carefully guarded secret.
We must call off the game at once.
First and foremost, we must remain calm.
Is that really the most important thing
Damien,
here?
order the garden searched immediately, but discreetly. By no means can we disrupt the festivities. Panic will only incite the beast to strike sooner.
Okay, she has a fair point there.
And you, Witcher, follow me. My gardens, my night, I shall take the fall. A murder is out of the question. I will not allow it. Not near my palace. Horses? Ready our horses!
I like how she acts as though there's
Your Grace!
a question in the matter. I do like her though, because she's all about what she's supposed to be doing formally and everything until shit hits the fan. She's like, ah, fuck it. Abandons it and gets done what needs to be done.
Why, I should... Your Highness,
Mind it doesn't get wrinkled.
Mind it doesn't get wrinkled even though she's ripped it off. But yeah, she'll stick to what she's supposed to a degree, but in the end...
Be careful! Give it to me!
But in the end, she's a woman of action, and I appreciate it about her. And it also makes her kind of comical too, but... I wasn't so much doubting you, Postman, I just didn't know that.
Their Grace seems right at home in the saddle.
Move, kids. Wasn't the Duchess riding dressless in undergarment pants on a horse through town quickly with the Witcher in tow incite panic and cause people to wonder what the hell's going on, disrupting said festivities and such?
Hurry!
We must go to where the game is being held. The participants must find a unicorn's horn, a golden fish, and a phoenix egg. With these in hand, they can deduce where the hare, Milton, hides.
Mean we need to find those things too?
We've no other option, but time is of the essence, so we shall have to break the rules.
Okay, what are the rules? How are we breaking them? Your Grace?
On second thought, through here. I shall show you where the hunt plays out.
Everybody witnessing this would be
Then we will
getting a
split up.
spectacle for the ages.
You will get hold of the unicorn horn and the golden fish, while I nab the phoenix egg. That will be quickest.
Golden fish. Do I need a rod or a net?
Please, Geralt. It's not a real fish. Look there, towards the water. See the lights? The hunters are trying to hook the fish from boats. You must simply dive in and find it.
The unicorn. How do I catch it?
It's terribly skittish, true, but I'm sure you will find a way to earn its trust. It runs around over there, look.
That one's easy, just
The
axe
golden
it.
fish and the horn both contain things or clues that will help us find Milton. Once you have fish and horn, find me among the other phoenix egg hunters. All clear? Then let's get to it.
The music's doing a great job of conveying the spirit. And gravity, it was. Alright, how do I get down here?
Do they pay you well, Richard?
Exceedingly well.
And women?
Here, well, not usually, but the Duchess is paying me exceedingly well.
All work and no play.
It's not Lady Godiva, but it's worth mentioning at least. Wait. What are you talking about, Gray? God damn it.
Look! Your Highness! Your Grace. Your Highness? It's an honor to like this.
Pretty white horse.
Perhaps an apple will work. Or some sweets.
We would not be in this predicament, dear sister, were you still a virgin.
Do you really wish to have this conversation again? Here and now?
Hush, or you'll spook the beast. We shall try the sweets.
Hey folks, gonna have to ruin your fun. Sorry.
Who's that?
Axie, Geralt. Axie. Could have done this better myself. Yeah, Gray, what are you talking about it not being Lady Godiva? Wrong one.
Damn it. Come on, stay calm. Shh, calm down. Easy now.
Well, that's hardly fair.
Flagrant cheating is what it is. Sirs, we must teach this scamp some proper sportsmanship.
Listen, I didn't break any rules.
True, he won fair and square. We were unlucky, that's all.
We must try to grab the next clue.
Yeah, you go do that while I go get it.
Gardens are huge. Be better off on horseback.
Entirely inappropriate behavior.
Good point.
Complete collapse of social norms.
Since I've got a horse, of course, that is decidedly not named Ed.
Golden fish should be easy to spot once I'm under.
I think so.
What the...
I see it. So I think that's it. Candy. Guess that's it.
Hey, wait. Stop. It's important.
King Cormorant, sire, accept this offering we bring. Prithee cast upon us your merciful eye, and bear before us its secret.
Who's this dude?
As the moon is heavily coursed of trace, in my domain I await that moment of grace, when a soul of good or ill repute brings me a
Sounds like
gift,
Geralt has to interrupt you in a
fitting
moment.
tribute.
A key.
Okay, what did I get from the unicorn's horn?
Bombotched wretch!
He's ruined the game!
Disgraceful.
Yes, yes, yes. Everyone hates me. I'm used to it.
Where are your manners? The
I don't have any in The Witcher.
useless. She can't possibly see.
I guess I should have gotten on the unicorn there. Oh well. It's not going to make that much difference, I don't think.
But your grace...
There we go.
If you please, your grace.
We do not please. We act out of the highest necessity, or shall be explained later.
But it's against the rules.
Give me the
I
fucking
am
egg.
the rules.
It's very Judge Dredd of her. I am the rules.
Geralt!
Sloppy Joes are tasty.
Got a key and a clue.
And I've another. Show me yours. Who wrote this drivel? I begin like a groan, hollowed out with ease, then end like a mouse, with a head of hard cheese.
What? I don't know.
Too cryptic, this riddle. Got no idea what it's talking about.
Then be silent and let me think. Look, if we take row, hollow it out and fill it with ease. The letters, that is. We get green. Then mouse, but starting with what heads hard cheese. Why, it's greenhouse.
Pretty clever. And it sounds right to me.
There are several greenhouses in the gardens, but only one with a door that locks, and the key to it looks just like the one we found.
Greenhouse it is then. Let's go.
It's a very, very, very cryptic riddle.
Wait here.
Roll in your underwear. Not that her underwear isn't more or less full clothing anyway, but...
What the butch?
Okay, so he just pulled a nightcrawler through them.
What was that?
Geralt, wrong game, not Assassin's Creed. We don't parkour. Can't jump for shit. I do love the glow of the runes on the sword.
I'm here.
This belonged to you, maybe?
It did, but you may keep it. I've a new one. I do not know you. I've done you no harm. Yet first you butchered a Bruxer who was dear to me. Now you pursue me. Why?
You've killed 4 innocent people, at least.
And you? How many innocents have you cut down?
Plenty. Even more of the guilty, though. You're next.
I think not. You see, I've something to do still.
More murders?
Oh, did it really, Gray?
Just one.
You'll have to elaborate.
Not counting yours.
Kill again.
And for the record, dude, that Bruxa was trying to kill me. She's attacked me first. Okay. Damn it. Time to dodge there. Of course, not a bomb. Fuck.
You were to stay where you were. Regenerate.
I know you're in trouble. I can help.
I'll help myself.
No, he's my friend.
Right. Then... Well, that was a super awesome sequence right there.
Yes, Geralt, it's me.
Regis? You alright?
All is well. All's in order. Wounds such as these heal on vampires in moments. But we've not seen one another in ages, my friend. At least in human terms, that is.
How's this even possible? Last I saw you...
I was a bubbling, shapeless smear, having been rather spectacularly melted into a column of a certain castle. In somewhat better shape now, as you can see.
Hardly peak form, mind you, but were I human, folk would think me a demigod, I dare say.
I'm sorry. What happened? It was my fault. Never got a chance to apologize.
No need, Geralt. Bygones. I did not have to join you on that expedition. No one twisted my arm.
Miraculous
Yes,
regeneration.
questions here.
How do you manage it?
I had help. From the one you hunt.
Him? How? And what have you been doing all these years?
Not the time nor place for such stories. I suspect we'll get a chance to speak at ease and at length later. Now, however, we must deal with the reason that brought us both here.
Local serial killer seems to obey you. Maybe you could talk him out of it, convince him to stop murdering.
Why do you think I've come? It shall not be easy, as Dettlaff can be rather stubborn. Though you must certainly recall that neither do I surrender readily.
So that's his name. He's your friend?
You might call it that. Though Dettlaff is, how would you humans put it, more bestial than I am. But not to worry, I'm working on him.
Haven't exactly done a great job with that. He's killed one knight since I got here, at least 3 others before I arrived.
For good reason, I'm sure. Understand, Dettlaff is not some decadent shit who kills for sport, or to assuage a dryness of throat or a dullness of mood.
Number one's a dumb question. There are plenty of good reasons to kill.
Seem pretty damn sure of that.
I am, because I know him very well. Despite appearances to the contrary, you two are quite alike. You've both noble hearts, yet you both are wont to perform ignoble deeds. When circumstances force you to, of course.
Accurate.
Remember the year 964?
That was 3 centuries ago.
Blind fear gripped Rivia, Lyria, and Spala. Women and children were dying. Their mutilated, dismembered corpses littered the fields.
Brute of Lyria. Read about it. Chewed up almost 200, then fell to a common poacher supposedly armed with a dagger blessed by some prophet.
It fell to Dettlaff, who then found a poacher asleep in the brush near his snares and dropped the fiend's corpse at his feet. And thus, a legend was born.
Interesting.
Vampires rarely help humans. Must have had his own agenda, hunting the beast.
You err.
One of my
He
thoughts.
slew it for one reason alone. The monster killed a lad who once in the street had offered Dettlaff an apple, expecting nothing in return.
Terribly noble of him.
You do not have a monopoly on altruism, my friend. Vilgefortz melted my body. Dettlaff found what was left. As per our codex, he had a choice. To leave me where I was, or to care for me and nurture my remains. He chose the latter. Regenerated me at no small expense in his own blood. Do you know what that means to a vampire? The gravity of the endeavor?
Probably same thing it means to a human. You owe him your life.
Much more than that. The act itself made us blood brethren. A bond so strong humans cannot even imagine. Which is why I know something ill is afoot.
Always had an overdeveloped sense of empathy.
Each vampire has a unique talent. One they hone over centuries. It's precisely what renders us so difficult to classify. Dettlaff's trump card is his herd instinct, his tribal propensity. In point of fact, he prefers the company of lesser vampires and shuns that of humans. If he walks among you, killing egregiously, it can only mean something's upset him, immensely.
I mean, the killing kind of sort of
Anything
indicated
specific?
that too, I
Some
would
set
say.
of things that'd be likely to set him off?
How should I say this? Dettlaff doesn't understand men, their world, its rules, its conventions. He's naive in a sense. He doesn't comprehend your games, knows not what it means to lie, deceive.
Suggesting he's maladjusted and venting his rage.
I'm suggesting maladjustment can at times breed conflict. But is it the case this time? I cannot say, but intend to find out.
Yeah,
Gotta
so
find him
and stop him.
before something upsets him even more, and all Beauclair is awash with blood.
Yeah, if he's a
Well,
higher
we
vampire,
share
all
the
bets
course
are off.
Just like the old days.
Not entirely. I mean, when I find him, you know.
I know you've a contract on his head. Yet your true task is to stop the beast killing, not necessarily to kill the beast, am I right?
All in all, sure.
Let us find him. By the time we do, I hope I'll have convinced you Detlef is no monster.
Fine, all right already. But for now, evidence is stacking up against him.
Hear
Well,
that?
he is a
Posse.
killer.
Knights must have tracked me here.
Fact of the
I
matter
prefer
is, he's
they
a
not
killer.
find me here.
It's just whether or
I've
not
makeshift quarters at Mère
you would
Lachaise Long
consider it
Cemetery.
murder.
We'll meet there.
See you.
So what's Regis's ability that he's been honing over centuries?
fast as our courses would carry us. Yet I fear we're late all the same. Pray, where is the beast?
Still investigating. About to inspect this site. Withdraw your men before they trample all over the evidence.
Sirs, we must let the Witcher do his work. Milton's murder cannot go unavenged.
So I don't need to I don't need to search anything, which I don't really think I needed to do. Do need to, you know, meditate. Oh, let's get it to daytime. Since I was basically dead, my potions and bombs were spent and all that good stuff. And we'll just keep... Actually, no, I'm not gonna put black blood in fast. Quick slots, that doesn't make sense.
Allow the Witcher to ply his trade.
Trade has been plied. Thought about stealing one of their horses just to be funny, but oh no. Oh, Roach is there, but Roach isn't there. Okay. So we need to meet Regis at the cemetery. Which does indeed make sense. The palace is over there along with Roach. Ah, there's that dude. We go talk to that guy. But before I do that, it is time for my necessary BRB, because, well, you know, it's been almost 2 hours. So I will leave you with the tune and be back in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Well, you can, but if you do, you know, come back, stay tuned, all that good stuff. See you in a few. And we're back. It's definitely the best looking city in the game, that's without question. I mean, Novigrad's cool and all, but... my humble opinion. So it still needs to be going up.
How long bear the scars of that witch's visit?
This is for Claire.
Sir! Sir! A letter for you, sir!
Letter? Who from?
Can't rightly say, sir. I was just to deliver it.
Weird. Whatever, I'll be nice to him.
And thanks.
No, sir. Thank you. And I truly hope I'll be of service again.
Sloppy Joes are pretty universally good. Like, I've never had bad Sloppy Joes.
Weighty affairs, rather than merely the wine festival, have drawn you to Touissant. Perhaps you'll find time to probe a certain matter in spite of this. I recently came across the mention of one Professor Moreau, a scholar in Beauclair, who conducted research into Witcher mutations. Though the details are rather murky, as is the location of the scholar's laboratory, his journal could contain more information. It lies buried with him in his tomb. I enclose a map I found in the book I happened upon. Though less than completely legible, I trust it will prove useful nonetheless. I felt this matter could prove of some importance to you. Thus I dispatched this letter without delay. Whatever you decide, please take exceedingly good care of yourself. Your Yen.
A professor who studied Witcher mutations. Might actually be worth looking into.
Indeed. And we will explore that in a moment. At some point.
Of my wages left.
Don't need to read that. Okay. Guess this is gonna stay there.
May history's wheel roll onward.
143
History's wheel does always roll onward.
Greetings, brave hero. I am Raphael de Serman, and I am the Ducal Camarlengo.
I'm Geralt. So what is it you do here?
I pay the knight's errand.
For what?
Our knights wander the roads, protecting Touissant from bandits and monsters. It is fitting and just that they be recompensed appropriately for these toils. Note, sir, that should you successfully smash a Hans, save a brother knight from peril, or extract a captured merchant from the hands of cutthroats, come see me. You shall be rewarded.
Basically, the knights are cops.
Can't help but be curious, but where do the funds for those payments come from?
The ducal treasury, of course. Her illustrious highness Anna Henrietta assigns great value to bravery and selfless patriotism. It is her standing order that any knight may receive a wage, pardon me, financial compensation for his dedication to defending the duchy's internal security and order.
Wouldn't mind a glance at your books. Ones you're willing to sell, that is.
Okay, so any of this worthwhile? No. Alright. Probably helpful tidbits and stuff, but no.
Well,
I'll play him
see
in
you
Glade
later.
right now, but we'll come back and see him when we have
Fiddlesticks, these numbers don't add up the way I'd like.
complete the contracts you took on
chivalric code. To them I swore fealty.
Okay. Not doing that one right now. Holy shit balls. Okay. Okay. Meet the merchants at the camp. Okay, where the hell are is the quest to meet Regis? Okay, I've lost that quest, I guess. That's fine. First, we will go see our home. Actually, is that closer? And where's our house? Our house is further, but we can fast travel to it. So hit that first.
So falling light speed
quests, and then go see our new home.
Aimed at the bells. Quite hard to scratch under metal quizzes, you know.
My, that is quite...
Taylor. Well, inevitably need nice clothes for something. Actually, I don't know if that comes up in this. It may not. There is the board of messages. You are indeed sated. Good, I'm glad to hear it. I'd be sad if you ate sloppy joes and weren't sated. That would just be unfortunate. Contract Grandmaster Armorer. Master Armorer in Beauclair seeks brave men to help recover long-lost diagrams. Contract is highly dangerous, as such will be lucratively rewarded. Fisticuffs. Hey tough guy, smack down your brother-in-law, now you're feeling invincible. Neighbors step aside when they see you coming, got violence in your heart? Then perhaps it's high time you fought the title of Brawl Master of Beauclair. Defeat 3 champions and you'll get the honor of facing the Meister himself. Seek more information from bookies in San Sebastian and by the docks. You know, I have to say I'm fortunate. I have 2 brothers-in-law and I actually really like them both. A lot. I like my in-laws too, so I'm kind of one of those lucky people. 30 more minutes of work, then you can hop on ESO and check out the new expansion. We're getting companions, which is quite the game changer. Oh, nice. Wow, after how long? That's crazy. Test yourself with the trials of the virtues, dear reader. Years pass and times change, yet all that is good and beautiful still requires a defender. Come to the Isle on Loch Salavry and test your rightness of character during the trials. If you pass, you shall receive a reward. Wanted discreet specialist. Wanted professional to investigate mystery concerning Reginald D'Aubry's statue. Requirements: indomitable work ethic, absolute discretion, and refinement in supernatural situations. Desirable, immaculate presentation, aesthetic sensitivity, and knowledge of modern sculpture. For details, please see Roland, whatever. Contract quarreling at the cemetery. Since no one from our residence committee seems to think it is their responsibility, I'll write it myself. This cannot go on. That infernal racket coming from the cemetery is driving us mad, and no one is doing anything about it. I know we all hear it. Madeline Bouquet admitted it keeps her awake all night long, and she lives further away from the cemetery than any of us. If there is any witcher who can put an end to all the screaming, brawling, and insults, I'll pay him from my own pouch. Ask them to point out Charles Lanzano at the Cleaver Clogs. That'll be me.
Loch Salavy. Might be worth looking into.
All kinds of shit. Alright. Can pull out 4 companions. These will have their own quest lines and skills that will help you in battle. Plus, of course, you can dress them up as you like. Oh, nice. So not just like BS companions. That's cool. Just letting all these quests populate.
They call you? Gerda.
pretty uncommon in an MMO. Sword is the only other one that has them that you can think of.
I imagine you've been
offhand.
all over the world, Sir Witcher.
Well, now ESO is added to the mix. Yeah, it makes sense that ESO would do it. You know, Bethesda, since Fallout's the other one. Fallout 4, rather. And nice, I can fast travel to my lovely home. Roach, making herself at home. I have a dog that sadly I can't pet in this game.
The White Wolf himself.
I am at Corvo Bianco.
Welcome home, sir. I am Barnabas Basil Faulty. By order of the Duchess, I shall serve you as Major Domo of
I forgot his name was Barnabas.
I previously served with distinction at the Nibley family manor and in Nazaire with Admiral Rompali, who, as you are certain to know, is an extraordinary demanding gentleman.
Whoa, Barnabas Basil. One thing you ought to know. I'm not your typical landed gentleman. Truth be told, this is the first real property I've ever owned.
Oh, in that case, you must leave it all to me. I shall
Thank God.
organize, see to everything, and whip the house into order. I dare say this place will soon be the most prosperous vineyard around.
Great. Can already see I'm in good hands.
So how'd you unfortunately get saddled with me? The guy who's not even a gentleman at all.
Vineyard comes across as a place with a rich history.
I do have a title.
Know who owned it before me?
Baron Rossel, who went bankrupt, forcing him to sell the estate to the Duchess. The Baron, in turn, had purchased it from Monsieur Bolius of the Headsman, a truly colorful man of Ketweni origin.
He was actually a headsman?
No, not him, but his great-grandfather. Indeed. Apparently, he was a common cutpurse who somehow secured for himself the post of ducal headsman in Beauclair. Went about his work with an exceptional penchant. They say he chopped off more heads than there are grapevines in the ducal vineyards.
It's a lot of
He
heads.
never hesitated, not once. Never sliced unevenly, never botched a job. For his exemplary service, the Duke granted him a title and this estate. Monsieur Bolius, on the other hand, was an engineer in his younger years. Once retired, he settled here and took to producing wine. Sadly, misfortune struck and he lost his sense first of smell, then of taste. Additionally, he could not drink alcohol. His medic forbade it.
Shame that. He gave up making wine?
Not at all. He made even more of it. Began throwing wild balls to which he'd invite friends from far and wide in order to treat them to his wine and delight in the fact that at least someone could enjoy it. It's the sort of man he was, Monsieur Bolius.
Mind giving me a little tour de Corvo Bianco?
Not in the least. Follow me, please. I think it would be practical to begin on the hill.
Can't remember. I hope I don't actually have to like manually follow him because that would be annoying.
Behold, sir, your estate in all its splendor.
Damn.
Pretty vast.
Indeed.
Gorgeous.
And now, sir, allow me to show you a handful of interesting details. Follow me, please.
Been a major domo all your life?
Yes, I come from a long line of major domos. My father was a major domo, as was my grandfather before him, as was my great aunt. In fact, she was the one to start the tradition.
Great aunt?
A hard woman. It is said that already as a child, she knew where she was going and went there. When she arrived in Beauclair, she signed on as a chambermaid at one of the vineyards, then slowly worked her way up to major domo. She dragged the rest of the family up the same path.
Interesting.
You smell that?
Yeah, it's technically a little bit of a
Servants'
spoiler, but not
I
bad.
occupy
Nothing
the
I
green
care
home.
about.
With the Duchess's permission, I have hired a full staff. Their salaries to be paid from the ducal treasury.
Nice of her.
Not
Yeah.
the most sightly part of the estate, I admit. But I think it's worthwhile for you as master of the domain to know where the help stays.
So I don't even have to pay my own people. But yeah, I like how you can get your own wine too, and it is a shame that they didn't do it because I would
Baron
buy a
Rossel
bottle of it.
ordered the vines in this
Absolutely.
part of the estate uprooted and olive groves planted in their place. They look beautiful, especially come spring.
Don't look at all bad now, either.
But yeah, as long as it wasn't outrageously priced, I would buy one and put it on one of my shelves for display.
Down
That would
below
be cool.
lies your vineyard, where we grow a
Tidbit.
strain of Carfanere, one of the world's oldest. Aged in oak barrels, it provides for an exquisite wine with distinct blackberry, wild cherry, plum, and cinnamon notes. Marvelous.
Have to try it one of these days.
Indeed. You know, you could start a not you, but somebody.
Nice
could-
well.
Well, you could, I
Picturesque.
guess. but-
Yes, though it ran dry long ago.
Hang on.
During the raucous feasts Master Bolius held, he would order it filled with wine. There's
That's a lot of
tale
wine.
about guest attending a Bolius ball for the first time and thus unaware of the custom. He had suffered great heartbreak and had decided to end his life by jumping into the well. The festivities were coming to a close, and the well was nearly empty when the suicidal guest finally jumped. Instead of killing himself, he merely broke his legs. To numb the pain, he drank the wine.
Drank himself to death?
Not at all. When found the next day, he had concluded he'd witnessed twin miracles. The water had been changed into wine, and he had survived. He retired to a monastery in the Dragon Mountains and began preaching the wisdoms of Lebioda.
Oh, that's a nice turn of events. That worked out nicely. But yeah, as long as it wasn't outrageously priced, I'd absolutely buy a bottle. Oh, yeah, what I was
Monsieur
going to say
Bolius,
is...
his wife Nina, kept
damn
a
it.
garden here. A supremely lovely place it was.
Bit neglected now.
I agree. Yet nothing stands in the way of restoring it to its former glory, and once again planting it with herbs and other vegetation.
Well, that could be helpful for me, depending on what herbs I plant. But yeah, you could open up a bar and just do video game drinks like all the ones out of here. The various brands of wine, the Asti, the Este, which is supposed to be
Madame
Asti.
Nina planted diminutive, delicate flowers and herbs
Dwarven
here.
spirit.
One might say their aroma still hangs in the air.
You're quite the
Alchemy
romantic,
spirit.
Barnabas Basil.
The ales. Kedwinny Stout, yeah. And then multiply that across all games, and we have Endgame, which is a barcade that does exact. Oh, alright. Well, I didn't know they did that. I've never heard of an Endgame.
A witcher. We could use one around here, full time.
Is it like a Dave and Buster's type place? I'm assuming.
Monsters are your catnip.
This served as an additional wine cellar in years of plentiful harvests.
Bit of work, and it'll make a fine stable for Roach.
Indeed, indeed. I was waiting for him to say something about my horse being named Roach, but he didn't.
If you ride it at a constant gallop.
The cellars, voila. During Monsieur Bolis's time, wine was kept here, but Baron Rossel used it to store olive oil as well. I took the liberty of cleaning up the mess, which...
I made while fighting the Bruxa. Thanks, Barnabas Basil. Appreciate it.
A bushel of grapes is more a burden than that steel of yours.
And the, you know, temporary morgue situation as well. Kind of need to clean all that up. That wouldn't have been fun.
As you can see, the facade is, how to put it, slightly stained. But one cannot deny it a certain subtle southern charm.
True, though it could use a bit of subtle paint.
Indeed. I'm following you, Barnabas Basil.
And welcome inside. On the left is the master bedroom. On the right, the dining hall and kitchen. Upstairs, we shall find the guest room, currently used for storage.
Not a bad idea.
At the moment, the house is only minimally furnished. Yet I believe we will, together, devise some innovative arrangements. A few paintings, for instance, would breathe new life into the abode immediately. With that, sir, you've seen the full lay of the land. Corfo Bianco is a beautiful estate. Though one must admit, time has taken its toll.
Yes, agree on both
Forgive me
counts.
for being forward, but if you were to choose to invest a small sum towards its beautification, consider me at your service on the matter.
I think I'll take you up on that. Be sure to come and see you if I decide to do any remodeling. Mentioned the place could stand to be spruced up.
Oh, most decidedly, sir. The question is,
Find me a
where you
building
would like to
element to the
begin this
game.
rejuvenation.
The house needs
Been thinking about
first.
the outer walls. Maybe a fresh coat of paint or some patching.
If I might dare to make a suggestion, why not start with a general renovation? I once oversaw such work at Admiral Rompelli's summer residence. The effects were simply breathtaking. Not only did the residence positively sparkle afterwards, but we also made room to display the Admiral's armor and weapons, of which he was a passionate collector.
And why I have been keeping them on hand. Do I have that much?
It's in your hands then. Make the place
Might have been like all the money I had, I'm
I
not
shall
sure,
get
but
to
whatever.
work immediately.
We'll get more.
Within a day's passing, I shall have sent for the crew which rebuffed the Admiral's residence. They are the finest specialists around. Highly skilled at what they do, it shall not take them too long, I wager. 2 days after they begin, your eyes will behold your residence in its refurbished, rejuvenated, beautified state.
That's a pretty damn fast
Is there anything-
renovation. I wish
anything
real life
else you
contractors
require, sir?
could do that.
Got these spacious grounds. But maybe it's time to make them more... useful.
Oh, yes, we certainly should.
Do you have enough
The
money for
way
anything?
I see things, given your trade, sir, you would be wise to put in a grindstone and an armorer's table. A good way to start things off, don't you think?
I agree, especially since those buffs don't wear off for me anymore.
My armor needs work from time to time. You know, oil this, reinforce that. Could use a decent work table where I could do all that.
Admiral Rompelli once hired a specialist who made the finest armorer's tables this side of the Yaruga. I will contact him at once.
Good. Order me up a table like that.
Immediately, sir. I expect it will take at most 1 day to arrive. Will you be needing anything else, sir?
Need to catch up on chat. Less Dave & Buster's, they have some arcade cabinets, but they also let you rent consoles, PCs. Oh, okay, that kind of place. At least last time you were there, this was the old location that closed down. Okay. I know, I'm familiar with the type of place you're talking about now, and apparently they obviously have a bar and do exactly what I was talking about.
In my trade, my
Didn't
blades
actually
get
know
dull
about that
pretty
when I was
quick.
saying it,
Could
but...
use a grindstone, professional grade.
Of course. No one would consider that an unnecessary extravagance, I would wager.
Indeed not. Oh, I don't have enough money. Figured I was gonna run out soon. I mean, to be fair, I would have
You know
been
what?
shocked if somebody
Might
else
not be
hadn't
the best
done it
time to lay out
because...
that kind of coin. Let me sleep on it.
Ponder the notion however long you wish, sir. I am at your disposal always.
Okay.
If you don't mind, I'd rather postpone talking about renovations. Need to ask you something else.
Of course, sir, as you wish. What is the nature of your inquiry?
I need money.
Know
What
what?
other topics
Changed
do
my
we have?
mind. Not in the mood to talk about redecoration today. But I wanted to ask you something else.
I shall be glad to answer your every question, sir.
Thanks. Gotta get back to my business now. See you soon.
Guess there's nothing else to talk about. Oh, I do have a weapon rack here. Can hang a painting there, and I do have one. It's too dark there. Okay. Alright, wrong kind of trophy. That's better. Alright, what to display, what to display. Well, this one's getting displayed. I think I only have... Oh, I've got more weapon racks than just the one. No. Okay, I can't put it on that one. For some reason. Must be the wrong kind and not fit. It's unfortunate. Oh well. I'll put some armor up. Doesn't matter what pants I put with these. Ah. Okay, gloves, doesn't work. And the older folk boots should work. Can I actually sleep in my bed yet? Oh, I can. Oh, no, I can't. There we go. One armor stand occupado. Don't have any more paintings. Alright.
You smell that? Those are the lateness of
Alright, now...
I've a daughter, you know. She's fit to wed.
Go do some of our questing and stuff. While we wait for our new pad to be built up. We'll go talk to... Oh God, there's so many. Yeah. Go talk to him in the medic's tent, because that's reasonably easy. What's the... Art curator... Is that like what gets us on talking to Regis? No, that's not that one. Different cemetery. There it is. Alright, I'm not going to go meet Regis now. Like I said, we are going to go... Where the hell does Smitten Knight go? Sounds like it'd be a fun place to go nonetheless, though.
Hey.
Okay, kid, you ran into me. That one wasn't my fault. Most of the time, these things are, in fact, my fault.
Hammer and Phil. Ah, a professional. I like to trade with your kind. You actually appreciate quality workmanship.
Why, thank you.
What have you got there?
I just want to sell those. Man, I meant to put those boots on the... whatever. I'll deal with that later. That's tempting. Hang on a second, Gray. for whatever reason, even though in streamer mode it was putting the messages on through there, so I figured I would get that off. Every now and again Discord screws up and puts the messages through onto the screen. Still don't want to play
So
Code right
long.
now. Even though it's streamer mode's activated and it's not supposed to do so. Okay, where are the table and... No.
Now the medics all fear it'll come to them, begging them to soothe its heartburn. All is in order.
Okay, that's a lie, there's no table. I've decided there should be one there, but there's not.
Witcher, I have a matter of prime urgency at import. I must speak to you.
Yeah, I usually do it on PC. Like, it doesn't bother me, it was more... Since what you send was what you were sending, where I only caught the first couple, and then I was like, oh, he probably didn't want that on there, so I pulled it off. It was actually more for that than pulling it off, versus it popped onto the stream, like, bothering me specifically. But also, you're fine, because it's not supposed to pop through, it just randomly
It's healing
does sometimes.
splendidly, though I am to avoid trouble for some time. To be frank, that is precisely why I wish to speak with you.
Want me to stand in for you? Take on some trouble on your behalf?
That's what it sounds like.
That could very well be the case. You see, there is a maiden, nay, a lady. I suspect someone's cast an ill spell upon her. A curse, perhaps.
Let me guess. She suddenly grew cold, haughty, and distant, though the night before she was flirtatious and alluring.
Tut tut, Witcher. You jest, yet the matter is grave. Though true, the lady in question is dear to my heart. I shall not deny it. I fear she has fallen victim to ill magic, and knows no one she could turn to for help.
He's got a very thick neck.
What makes you think she might be cursed?
You must keep all I say to yourself, I beg you. I would never dare to be so indiscreet normally, yet I'm troubled about her, for her. Vivian shuns the company of others. Though the fairest maid at court, she keeps men at a distance. I thus determined I would resort to trickery.
Trickery? That even befitting of a knight?
In war, yes. And what is love if not battle? As it were, one evening I crouched in hiding outside her seamstress's home. As Vivian emerged from it, I too emerged, ever so gently but convincingly collided with her, then promptly offered to escort her home. She consented. At first, all augured well. I proposed a more scenic route. She agreed. I made kindly forays into conversation, and she even began to respond as we neared the end of our route.
Then suddenly,
mid-speech, from her mouth there flew a most hideous shriek. I stopped stone cold in my tracks while she turned red, then promptly ran off. I did not give chase that time. I attempted to approach her on several ensuing occasions, to learn what had happened, for I feared she had become entangled in some trouble. I noted that often, come night, she ventures into the woods, where I've seen her walk about a glade near a pool. I've striven on occasion to follow her, but lost track each time. It seemed then she'd melted into the air.
Interesting. Oh, by the way, Gray, and anyone else actually watching and listening, how does the mic audio sound? Because I got a windscreen in addition to my pop filter to kind of cut down some of the air noise. But shouldn't have really cut down on my voice needing me to increase gain or anything, and the meter the meter looks fine, but just wanted to make sure everything sounded fine and all that good stuff.
Sound you heard. She might have just had a sore throat.
Had I thought it possible the sound was natural, I never would have taken up your precious time.
Fair point.
Notice any other strange behavior? Additional symptoms?
No, Vivian's avoided me wholly since the first encounter. But folk gossip.
What about?
They say she's secretive, that no one
Awesome.
ever
Thank
sees
you.
her after dusk, that she's wanted to suddenly disappear.
Nothing unusual about any of that. Tell me more about Vivian. Who is she? What's her story?
She's Her Enlightened Highness's lady-in-waiting. Her mother was a lady-in-waiting, her father a knight. That is all I've learnt, for the Duchessa grows angry when asked about her. Vivian spends her days within the palace walls. Yet we are in luck, for she has been named the tourney's patroness this year. Thus, each participant will be granted an audience with her.
Got a problem then. See, I'm not a participant.
I've devised a solution already. You shall take my place in the lists and
Oh,
thus gain the
balls.
chance to speak to
I'm
her.
not a knight.
I was looking forward to winning the
I'm
tourney,
a
very much
Witcher.
so. Yet for Vivian, I am prepared to sacrifice anything.
Gwynblade. I don't really care about the reward. I mean, I need money, but...
This tourney, how's it work exactly?
It is the year's grandest and most important contest. Knights from all corners come to face off for the grand prize. And more importantly, for glory. A demanding test of knightly prowess in horsemanship, marksmanship and fencing. I qualified for the first time, had great hopes of winning. Yet...
Yeah, I get it. Anything for Vivian. Fine, I'll look into it. Gotta admit, piqued my curiosity.
If anyone was
I
paying
shall be
attention.
forever in your debt. Now, we must ensure you are not eliminated from the tourney before you can meet Vivian.
Meaning?
Could you show me how you shoot, ride and fight, perchance? And you must learn the tourney rules, know how to apply them in practice. I did not mean to suggest I doubt your abilities. Everyone must train, even a witcher. Besides, the tourney contests must surely differ, require skills you don't usually apply, races above all. The choice is yours. Where shall we start?
You're fine. I'm waiting for your actually, since you said you had one. I guess we'll start with target practice.
Marksmanship. I feel I need to do some shooting.
Come with me. The marksmanship contest shall pit you against another for the best time and score. He who hits all his targets first wins.
Hope my aim's as good as that Cupid's who shot you.
Sometimes when you speak, I miss the meaning entirely.
It's because you don't understand sarcasm.
Hit the red targets!
Sometimes you do. Shoot. Where's my cursor? Seriously, where's my... guard of my cursor? Seriously?
Once more?
Oh. I know, after I said it, that's why I was kind of like, well, technically we do have a you know. I said it under my breath because technically we don't know that for the game purposes yet, and I almost corrected myself. Sorry, I thought the actually was related to the mic. I was like, oh, what's wrong? Yeah, I'm happy
Glad
to
to
do
give
the
it another
shooting,
try.
because this would be easier than balls if you just let me keep my, aiming pointer. It's being a little buggy in that regard. Shoot, damn it.
Once more?
It's actually a... Why would I do it again? I did it just fine.
Done enough shooting.
Yeah, technically, it's,
Where
he
to
has
now?
2.
If you wish to know my thoughts, were I you, I would train on the race course ahead of all else.
Alright.
Let's do some riding. Roach will like that.
Excellent idea. Come with me. The
He's
tourney's
jogging
race
pretty
differs
well
from
for
others
being
you might have
somebody
taken
that's
part
pretty
in.
injured.
You shall not ride against any opponent.
How's it a race at all, then?
It's a race against time. The true track begins in the arena, runs round the tourney grounds, then finishes again in the arena. The training track, however, lies beyond the arena. We shall go there now.
Don't crowd around.
Look at the sky.
Oh, that's bad luck.
I'll be with you in a moment, Guillermo. I have to take in the sights, because this is pretty. Geralt, dick. Jump out! And now I've missed the shot. Mostly. This game makes things difficult. Specifically, it doesn't have a photo mode, which is a pain in the ass. Alright, lead on. Yeah, I got the wind filter dual purpose. I was hoping it would cut down on when the AC kicks on some of the noise that comes
All
through
is
when
ready.
I'm actually
Now
talking.
listen, for it can be quite the challenge. Along your route stand dummies and targets. The dummies you may cut with your blade. The targets you must hit from your crossbow.
Oh, this is actually
The time you
a pain in the ass,
have to
if I remember
complete the course
correctly.
shall increase each time you land a strike, be it with blade or bolt. It may sound simple enough, yet I've seen many a knight fail this contest and hang his head in shame. During the race proper, judges throughout the course shall tally your points. For now you may ride unperturbed by those matters.
I was hoping also that it would potentially cut down on a little bit of the keystroke noise too. Mounted combat, holding down an attack button will trigger a slow motion mode, which makes it easier for you to strike your target. Geralt will decide for himself which side to attack from based on your enemy's location. Mounted marksmanship, holding down the aim button will trigger a slow motion mode. While this mode is active, Roach will maintain her speed, so you do not need to hold down the gallop button. Okay. Did I get it or not? Ah. No, I didn't get it. Yeah, I remember this one being significantly harder because you've got the combat elements, which it's not all that easy to do. Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, I can get him from behind. Gray, I know you're a fan of that. Ah, bloody hell.
Will you give it another go? I can set out more dummies.
I guess I'll
No
get
harm
one
in
more
going
go.
again. Practice makes perfect, even for witchers.
You do play a rogue most often. This one I do actually need to practice on, because I suck at it.
Run, Roach.
Obviously. Okay, I missed. Fine. God damn it, Geralt. Alright. I'm not gonna bother this time. Again, this will be easier during the day, but I'm not gonna blame that for me sucking.
Not so fast, Roach.
So, have you had enough, or do you wish to ride again?
No, that's enough.
Had enough. Rather not wear my horse down before the real race.
Where to now?
Be nice to swing, do some footwork, work up a sweat.
Very well. We shall practice infantry combat, one-on-one. Each knight opts for his own method. Rainfarn, for instance, fights halberd in hand. Come with me.
I don't know what a halberd is offhand.
You will team
I
with other
should.
knights to fight. The clash simulates a true skirmish during battle. Come the end, you shall fight a duel. It will determine your place on the podium. I always liked the duels the best, but now I can think only of my Vivian. In the end, it is good you will replace me. I sense I would simply be distracted this time.
He's so in love with her and he really knows nothing about her.
Keep calm!
That's the thing.
Patrolling on an empty stomach.
Where have your journeys taken you last, brother?
Hail, Percy.
Keep
You must
calm!
know I've embarked on
Start
a
no
quest
brawl!
of true wonder.
Stand at the center of the training ground. A knight will approach and challenge you.
Just until the night returns.
You need not ask me twice.
And now what, Witcher?
I jump behind you and kick your ass. That was easy.
Do you wish to practice fighting a moment longer?
Yeah, because that was easy.
Could probably use some more
Didn't
practice.
even get to get off my
Usually
heavy
fight
attack.
monsters, not knights.
Duchess is usually very kind. Until suddenly she is very... You need not ask me twice.
For the duchy! For the Duchessa! Look alive!
Is that alive enough for you? Haha, you have no more shield.
I expected
oddly
you
not
to do
landing
well,
the hits.
but not that well.
Yeah, you guys are a bunch of scrubs.
Think I've seen enough. Sorry to be blunt, but the simplest Witcher
They do
contract
hit
demands
harder.
more skill than this kind of combat.
Now you must go to the inscription tent. Honor and glory are all true and good, but your scrolls must be in order.
Always with reason.
Guess we'll go compare scrolls. There's no escaping the need. Guess we're not really comparing scrolls, we're having our scroll measured.
The guard brings
Similar.
peace to our domains. Flout its writ and rot in chains.
Congratulations, you rhymed. You'd be good at flighting. Unlike some of the NPCs in Valhalla who are not at all good at flighting.
Greetings. Want to join the lists?
Naturally, we must first see to formalities, however. At Guillaume's request, I have looked into your personal history in its heraldic aspects.
Has the vellum
Really?
case.
What did you come up with?
My findings show you may take part as Geralt of Rivia,
What a surprise.
or as the Honorable Ravix of Forhorn. It's not every year we have a combatant who can boast of two crests. Which do you prefer?
Kinda curious what you could have learned about Geralt of Rivia.
In the year 1267, a certain Geralt, a member of the Witches' Guild, was knighted by Queen Meve and dubbed Geralt of Rivia. This was in honor of his distinguished service at the Battle of the Bridge, said structure spanning the Yaruga, but I wager you know of which battle I speak.
Indeed.
Yeah, those were the days. Kahir and I led a fistful of Nordlings against an entire Nilfgaardian battalion. Won that battle just because we absolutely had to cross the river.
And you had a Witcher on your side. Geralt, no less.
Ravix of Forehorn? How'd you manage to dig that up?
Here in Touissant, we treat heraldry very seriously. One visit to the ducal archives. That is all I needed to acquire the necessary information. Ravix of Forehorn was the name under which you attended a feast honoring Princess Pavetta, daughter of Queen Calanthe of Sintra, on the occasion of her 15th birthday.
That's actually right.
Ravix of Forehorn has a better crest and everything, but I'll continue to be Geralt.
I'm Geralt, not about to fight under a false name.
You may now take the shield bearing your crest.
I'm a Witcher. Shields aren't something Witchers ever use in combat.
Who mentioned using it in combat? Not I. The shield commemorates your participation in the tourney. You may take it as a souvenir.
In that case, thanks.
Have you been instructed as to the tourney's challenges, prizes, and vows? If not, I do hope you will allow me to tell you about them.
Not entirely.
Feels like I know everything I'd ever want to know about chivalric tourneys.
Splendid. In that case, you must make your vow. Upon what would you like to swear it?
Wait, can I go back? Son of a bitch. Whatever.
I vow on the love of my lady, Yennefer of Vengerberg, to respect the chivalric virtues.
May the gods succor you in your endeavors to overcome. Sign here, please, then fill out these forms. That is all I need from you. Now, as arranged by Guillaume, you shall be fitted with appropriate armor for the tourney.
Shiny.
You have also been assigned a tent for the tourney's duration. It stands near the arena. Good luck.
I also read Ivanhoe at a young age. I get the appeal. Just for the RPG element of the game, I guess. Seemed wrong not to go with Geralt. Although I would prefer the other armor. Looks-wise. Probably the same either way. Wow, what crap. I mean, it's technically not crap because it does a lot more damage resistance than this, but in the end... I'm not wearing it. Not right now, anyway. Go to the shooting range.
Keep calm.
Okay, I don't actually want to do the tournament now. I guess we can finish the tournament.
Oh, bloody
Is there anything about?
I've lost all kinds of skip.
Alright. Save the game before we start, in case we have to go back in time.
That's what I like. Maybe this year, pop off another one.
Either choice, yeah, I mean, either choice is valid. I don't think it actually changes anything other than
have you decided
the
to
armor
turn
and
knight errant?
how they announce.
All jesting aside, here on a job. You in the tourney too?
Am I? Ha! I shall square off against Rainfan of Atre. I saw him just moments ago, a nervous wreck, stuffing his nose with fish steak, no less, as if that would aid his determination.
Guessing that's against the rules.
But who's to tell the Nilfgaardian what to do? Listen, Geralt. I've a tip for you. The timing of your marksmanship duel is such that you shall have the sun in your eyes.
Makes no difference to me either way.
Nor will it give you any pleasure. Since, as it is, we must both wait, play me in a round of Gwent. Should you win, I shall swap with you. To me, a southerner, the sun is no hindrance.
Yeah, alright, fine.
Never turn down a round of Gwent.
Oh, damn, I actually got all three of them. It's not a terrible hand. It's not the best hand. I'm gonna rock it and see how we do, though. Okay, so I have one resurrection. Alright, see you in a few, Gray. Bastard. Interesting move on his part. Not unhappy about getting that card either. Playing a serious hand. Didn't hurt me, but it's not going to do me any favors necessarily either. Just basically Unix that. I don't think any of these will summon the rest of them the second time. Go with the highest point count. I wasn't sure if I was going to win that one or not for a little bit there. I had concerns.
I congratulate you. We shall swap as agreed. We've passed the time rather nicely. Lady Vivian should appear forthwith. I'm off to face my first challenge.
Good luck.
Have fun.
I salute you. The honor and duty of tourney patron have fallen to me this year. Fight honorably, so that I may bestow upon one of your number the tourney's grand prize. You have sworn your vows. You have readied body and soul. The time has come to test them.
Creepy
Behold
kid with the doll.
Akispark of the Mechtian royal line. His name's quite the mouthful, a true challenge to rhyme. His targets to be hit centrally and true are the ones in blue. Against him, new blood, a knight unknown till now. Sir Geralt of Rivia, give us a bow. The targets he must with his quarrels thread
Not much of a
are
bow.
red.
May the better man win.
That's correct, I shall win. Okay, let me aim, come on.
Like a lover ghostly grasping but one fair teat, Geralt's half strewn twixt joyous victory and bitter defeat. Sir Geralt of Rivia has trounced his foe, pounded him soundly, immersed him in woe.
I get a fresh new crossbow.
Your prize, sir. A crossbow adorned with your crest. I congratulate you.
Thank you, my lady.
Thank you, my lady.
Didn't realize I was saying exactly what he was gonna say.
Would you tell me about the other prizes?
Alas, I cannot devote more time to you than to the other combatants. I have duties to attend to. Forgive me.
My medallion's vibrating strongly. Can only mean one thing. Magic.
It was a fast
The
turning.
explanation is disappointing, I'm afraid. The fragrance I use, it's mixed by a sorceress.
To lose
Lies,
to an
I
opponent
think.
such as you is a victory of its own. Accept my congratulations as well.
Thanks.
He's a very gracious loser.
Good work! In the interim, I managed to determine which tent Lady Vivian occupies. Perhaps you could find a clue within it.
You're right. Vivian's cursed in some way. Sensed it when she opened the tourney.
In that case, we've no time to lose. Let us go.
Give me a minute. Need to catch my breath.
Okay. And though Geralt doesn't really need to catch his breath, I do think it's time to end the stream, because this seems like a good note on which to end it. Let me do the saving things and such. Alright. Finish saving. And there we have it. So that will conclude episode 1 of Blood and Wine expansion for Witcher 3. Yeah, like I said, it's my favorite area of the game, both both aesthetically and... Oh, sorry. Chat did a weird thing. My bad. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, it's my favorite area of the game aesthetically and in terms of just, I don't know, kind of like everything about it. And maybe it's just the fact that it's a bit different than Velen, Novigrad, Skellige, and kind of the area looks different, and the play is a little bit different, the story's a little bit different kind of than the main campaign, main story, and then also the second expansion, Hearts of Stone. So maybe that's why I like it. It's a bit different, but yeah, it's a different area. It's like reminds me of France, or as Morpheus pointed out earlier, perhaps Italy. So, you know, like I said, it's just different, and people are a little bit friendlier. They're, you know, I don't know. It's cool. I like it. It's fun. So, figured out we're fighting a higher vampire as our foe, which doesn't bode well since they can't really be killed by anything other than another higher vampire. And it was about to kill us until our friend Regis, who is another higher vampire, intervened, because apparently he is friends with Detloff, who is the higher vampire that is on a killing spree in Touissant. Although for a higher vampire, he's not on any kind of spree, because they, you know, a higher vampire could lay waste to the entire city without anything really to stand in its way for the most part, other than, you know, Regis and me. But, you know, the point being, he's not on the massacre killing spree that it seems like he is, given he could be killing far more readily en masse, however you want to say it. There's a word I can't think of right now. It's not coming to me. But anyway. So yeah, good fun. Thank you to everybody who came by and hung out. Much appreciated. I know we had Morpheus in here earlier, I believe. Go to bed. Thank you. Same thing with Mongoose. Much appreciated. Sassy, I think you might have gone to sleep as well. I'm not entirely sure. Gray, you're still here, although you're on a BRB. And Buffy, you're still here. Postman, I'm not sure if you're still here or not. But yeah, thanks everybody who came by to hang out and watch for a bit, and to everybody who stayed the whole time and all that good stuff. I appreciate every last one of you more than I know how to express, so thank you. But yeah, that'll be the end of this one. If you liked it, do drop a like and subscribe. If you didn't like it, you know, drop a dislike and constructively tell me in the comments why, I guess. Hopefully you liked it though. But yeah, until then, I will catch you next time, so have a safe and wonderful rest of your day, night, afternoon, evening, whatever it is, wherever you are, whenever you're watching this. Take care, stay safe and healthy out there, and I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.